Okay, time to make a scatter plot of all of our data. To do so, we're going to highlight all of the values for our x and y variables, or our response and our our explanatory variable and our response variable. So that would be our x and our y. Highlight all the information, just the numbers is required, and then go insert, and we're going to look for a chart to put in. Now, the chart we want is the one with all the little dots all over it, which is called insert scatter xy, or bubble chart. If you click on that, you just want the very first one. You can see it, as soon as I hover on it, it actually pops up with an example of what I want. And that's a scatter plot. We've seen scatter plots before, and that's what it looks like. Click the button, and it puts it into your Excel spreadsheet like that. You probably want to make it a bit bigger at this point. And from there we can start to edit it. So the first thing I want to do is change the chart title since it's there. I double click, and I double click again, and I can start to actually change the words that are up here. I'm just going to call this age V for versus height, and I'm going to put in brackets the ages of the people I'm looking at. So I'm looking at 12 to 18 year olds, just so I have a bit more information, and then I can click outside of the box and I have my height there done. So if I ever want to select this chart now, the best place to do it is just next to the title in this white space, because you can actually click all the elements inside of the chart and you end up moving things and changing things. So it's best to click just this little white space here and you can do what you want. You can even move it around as well. Now that I've done that, I'm going to close this box and I can hover over it and I can go this plus sign. Now that gives me a chance to add elements, and we're going to add a trend line at some point. I'll hover it and you can see where it goes. I'm not going to click into that just yet, just so you know it's there, but if you can't find that, you can also add elements by going to design. As long as the chart is selected, you go to design, and the first one is add chart element, and we can add from there. Now the thing I'm going to do now is add axis titles. I don't have any titles, so I'm going to go primary horizontal, hover and it puts it in there. Axis title, so this one is actually the ages of the people involved, so that's age, and I need a unit as well, so that's going to be years. So put the unit in brackets, age in years, and then I will go design, add chart element, axis titles. Let's put a vertical one, and in this case it's going to be the height. So the height is on my vertical, put that in centimeters, and my age is on my horizontal. Now, I've got a bit of white space here that doesn't do much, so let's edit that. As long as my chart is selected, I want to first just go double click on the white space, and it actually brings out this format option. If you can't do that, you can also click the format button up here. I want to look at the options here, and I can find that I select horizontal axis. Now, horizontal axis gives me the option to change things about the horizontal axis. What I want to do is actually not start the axis at 0, but start it up here at like 10 or 11. So I'm going to go to the columns thing here, and I can change some of the information. The first one is axis options, and it's got bounds. Now the minimum bound, we said the minimum number, I might just make it 10. Type in 10, hit enter, and it starts at 10 now instead. I can also do that for the vertical one. There's nothing under 100 or even 120, I think. So let's go to axis options and select the vertical axis. Change the bounds to start at 120, hit enter, and now I've got a bit better use of space on my graph. Okay, I'm going to close down my formatting for now. That's our scatter plot for this one. I want to just add the trend line, so I can click add trend line and put that in there. Now it puts this line in here. Now remember, that represents the normal height for a certain age. So we said the 12-year-olds should have been 142.86. So if I go looking at 12-year-old, go across, that's at about 142.86. 13-year-olds, that crosses just below 150, doesn't it? So 13-year-olds, yeah, they were just at 149. So this trend line shows me what's normal, and then I can see all the data above and below of what the people actually were. Last thing to do, double click that, and I want to display the equation on the chart and display the R squared value on the chart. Now, once those are displayed, I just want to double check that those are the same as the ones that I had in my information that I calculated earlier. Y equals 6.1634x, so that's the gradient. And we know that the gradient was our B value, which was 6.163, yep, so that's correct. and the A value, or the y-intercept, was 68.904, so that's 68.90. Yep, that one's correct as well. Alright, my r-squared value, 0.51. 0.51, also correct, so I think this is all working pretty well so far. If you do have errors, you're going to have to go back and check that you did things correctly. One last thing before I leave this is just to have a look. There's other options here. Now we've chosen linear because we only do linear models. You could have clicked on this one, exponential, and it changes the shape just a tiny bit. Logarithmic changes it a bit. Polynomial changes it a bit. Power changes it a bit. And then finally moving average, which changes it quite a lot. We just want linear. Just seeing if a linear fits or doesn't fit. That's all we're trying to do. Okay, we're done with our scatter plot. Let's now have a look at a residual plot. How do we do that? It's very similar, but we're going to take the height that we actually got. Sorry, we're going to take the ages of each person involved, and we're going to look at how far above or below this line they actually were. So I'm going to highlight the ages, and instead of their actual height this time, I want their above or below value, which is the residual value. So I'm going to control click to highlight that data as well. So you've got to hold down, if you're selecting data that's not next to it, you've got to click control and then select the data. Okay, once I've done that, I can go insert and do the same thing, scatter plot, and I get something that looks like this. Let's make it a bit bigger. We'll change the title as well, so this one's going to be residual, and this is for 12 to 18 year olds as well. There we go. I'm not going to put any titles on the axes for this. I can manage that in a moment. I am going to change the bounds here, so there's no data below sort of 11, so let's change that. So I'll double click that one, go chart options, horizontal axis is what I want to change. Go to axis options, change the bounds, let's make it start at 10 like we did last time, hit enter, and it does that for me. Okay, I'm not going to do anything else at this point. I'm going to close this down and let's just look at the graph for a second. What we've done is take this line from our previous graph and we've actually turned that into the x-axis on this graph. So now we can see which data is above or below what is considered normal. This is the normal line, and you're either taller or shorter than that. So these 12-year-olds, there was one who was a bit taller and two that were a bit shorter. There was one 13-year-old a bit shorter and someone a bit taller. And we can see that as we go along from age to age, there's a few people above and below the line, evenly spread out. And what that indicates is that a linear model is probably going to work correctly for this data.